A third reading emphasizes institutional failure. The European Union promised that pooled sovereignty would deliver prosperity and stability. For many voters, it delivered bureaucracy, remote decision-making, and policies that seemed disconnected from local realities. The migration crisis of 2015 crystallized this. Decisions made in Berlin and Brussels about how many refugees to accept, where to house them, and how to integrate them were experienced in small towns across the continent as impositions from above. Trust in institutions, national parliaments, the EU, mainstream media has declined steadily across Europe for 2 decades. On this view, far-right parties succeed not because of their ideology, but because they're the only ones willing to say the institutions have failed. The historical evidence doesn't cleanly adjudicate between these explanations, because in practice they overlap. Economic anxiety creates the opening. Cultural anxiety shapes how it's expressed. Institutional failure determines which political actors can exploit it. Weimar Germany had all three operating simultaneously, and so does contemporary Europe. But there are crucial differences that complicate the parallel. Today's far-right parties in Europe are not attempting to overthrow democracy through violence. They're winning elections. They're forming coalitions. They're operating within constitutional frameworks. Giorgia Meloni governs Italy without abolishing parliament. Marine Le Pen campaigns on policy platforms that are debatable, not unspeakable. The AfD is monitored by German intelligence, constrained by coalition politics, and blocked from power in most states by a cordon sanitaire of other parties. This is not the same as the collapse of Weimar. And yet the pattern that should concern observers isn't violent seizure of power, it's gradual normalization. When parties that once existed outside the mainstream become routine governing partners, the boundaries of acceptable politics shift. Not overnight, not through any single dramatic moment, but cumulatively, in ways that become visible only in retrospect. Viktor Orban in Hungary did openly announce in 2014 that he was building an illiberal state, but the transformation itself happened gradually. He passed laws one at a time that concentrated power, constrained media, and weakened judicial independence. Each individual step had defenders who argued it wasn't so extreme. The cumulative effect was a transformed system. Subscribe for more. Also, our full video on this is now live, link in the description below.